Hello, my name is Rafael Solis. I am presently a progressive physical education teacher at a local school here in El Paso, Texas. I also run Solis Sports, a youth training enhancement basketball company that focuses on kids sports, a youth training company geared to progress kids in athletic performance and develop basketball skills. We train kids by doing basketball camps, clinics, one-on-one and group training. Although my performance enhancement knowledge really took leaps and bounds when I visited Impact Basketball and took 7 or 8 of my own clients. There's where I met David Stagnita. And one of the things I liked about David Stagnita is that he was a lot like me, but bounds and leaps about his knowledge, about his experience, and all the things that he talked about. When I saw him and I heard him and I saw him not only train the youths, the NBA, the European, the Chinese team, I knew that this was a trainer that I needed to learn from. So what I did is I hired him, and boy, was that the best thing I could have done, honestly. Because he took me through these workouts that I had never ever felt myself. And I played pro basketball and I played collegiate basketball, and I kicked myself because I learned some of these workouts late in my career. So he basically became a consultant. He knew that I did camps, he knew that I trained youths, and he said, hey, today's workout is going to be so that he can help you in education and help you transfer that education into getting your kids to understand what they need to do. I brought that education back the first year. Not only did it help me, I think the first time that I went with David, I was around 270. I would, I had gained some weight. I still was a trainer. I could still dunk, move great. But he told me exactly where my weakness was, and he built me up from there. Some of the workouts were really tough, were innovative, and they totally impacted me in a way that my body changed right away. I got stronger, I got faster, I had more energy. One of the things he introduced me to was like telling me that I was eating wrong. I was eating too many carbs or eating extra stuff that I shouldn't. He came up with a nutritional plan, and David Stagnita, I think I was there for a week, and he trained me for five times. 4 times were athletic performance, and 1 time was a nutrition. Following his guidelines, after a year, I was able to go down to 245, which I hadn't been there in about 10 years. I went down to like 12% body fat. I increased my vertical. I increased my speed. I was like the guy in my leagues that I play. I was like the guy to go to because I have basketball. Because I do basketball clinics, basketball camps. My dribbling skills, my shooting skills, all those are really fresh. But I also impacted more as a player when I improved all my other athletic performance. That was in 2011. The next year, I took 10 more clients to Impact Basketball, and on the side, some of us trained with David Stagnita. He did a nutritional seminar which educated kids, and basically the kids learned where their body was, what their goals were, and all the wrong eating habits that they had. He gave them a caloric intake, he gave them a plan, he gave them the do's and the don'ts of food, which really helped educate not only the kids, but it gave them a seed of if they want to accomplish something. That was a trainer that I needed to work with. And I went up to him and said, hey, you know what? I need you to work me out. And he did. But during also that time, there was this abrupt meeting with a Chinese team that came, and they were going to get trained also at Impact Basketball, and they only spoke Chinese. And David started barking all these orders in Chinese, and I saw this Chinese team in Mandarin, it was Mandarin, and I saw this team all of a sudden pick up their knees, lunge forward, and do all these exercises that he had done earlier in the morning with a high school team, with a collegiate team, and with a pro team. So all of a sudden, all these Chinese teams in unison started working all these exercises that David was taking him through, and that was just impressive. His knowledge is world renowned. He tells you in a language that you can understand. The best thing is that he gives you an education. He educates you about the body, about how it works, about its transport systems, its energy systems, where the muscles are attached, what you should tighten up. He knows how to give you commands, and you follow those commands, and by just following that, you really get the most out of those exercises. I have been really impressed with David Stagnita's knowledge. I look at him as a consultant. I have gone there twice, repeatedly sent my clients repeatedly only because of his knowledge. He knows how to teach the kids, and he has a great attitude. He's a very positive, motivational guy. He reminds me a lot of me because I have a lot of passion and energy, but he blows me away as far as his experience and his knowledge. I mentioned earlier, David Stagnita reminded me a lot about me, about his energy and his willingness to work and his patience. And I really mean that because what happens is that when you're a trainer and you train kids, you just don't do it for yourself, you do it for other people. And I can really tell you that David Stagnita personally impacted my life. I think I got in the best shape, and if I would have had him as a trainer when I played college and professionally, I would have done a lot better because I'm doing things that I didn't do back then, and I know that's given me a lot of strength. At the same time, I look at him as a very professional consultant for Solis Sports and the services that I put as a physical education teacher, because I brought his commands, his exercise to my camps. And not only did he better me, but through me, he's allowing me to better so many other youth, so many other parents, and parents who see what I'm doing. They're really impacted by what I do, or impressed with what I do and how I do it. And I can only tell you that tells you what I learned from David Stagnita. I took his energy, his education, I absorbed it, and basically I brought it to my level, I brought it to my basketball camps, but really it is his doing. I brought his preaching, and again, I want to tell you, I went to Athletes Performance. I know Mark Verstegen, I know the company Michael Boyle, or there's a company in Florida, I can't really remember the name, but all of them, I studied all of them, but working one-on-one with David Stagnita made me so much better, not only as a person, but as a trainer and as a physical education teacher. And what I can tell you that if you work with him, you're getting a really professional. I mean, lastly, and to close, because of working with David Stagnita, he impacted my life. I'd like to tell you in this video that if you have some thoughts about bettering your body, becoming faster, getting an education, learning how to be in the best shape of your life, maintaining that, it's not that hard. It's a habit forming, and he cares, and he's patient, and he knows how to build you up. So anything that David Stagnita does, as far as training is concerned and basic everything, he's a motivator, he's a doer, he has a great resume, he knows how to talk to people, he's a people person, and he cares. He cares about me, he cares about my company. I get messages from him. I look at him not only as a consultant, as a trainer, but also as a friend that has guided me, helped my company and other people.